My name's Mike Schaefer, and I do dressage with horses. And a lot of my work involves taking horses that were started off what I would consider incorrectly and teaching them how to go correctly. Let's define correctly really quickly. The point of dressage is to teach the horse the easiest, most comfortable way to carry a rider around. And it turns out that the easiest, most comfortable way is for the horse to be allowed to put its head out and down, bring its back up, and bend through its back. So we want them to move as close as possible to the way they would move in a relaxed way out in the fields. And that's what we teach them. Now this lovely little mare, she's 8 years old. She was started in what I would call an incorrect way. And for those of you that are used to looking at horses and how they're muscled up, you'll see that she has a big muscle underneath her neck here and no muscle on top. So what I have to do with her is teach her how to go correctly. She's what I call a rehab, as opposed to a young horse that if we start them correctly, what we can do in a day or two far exceeds what we'll be able to do with her. Although she's a very mellow horse. I was hoping, come on, let's go. Come on. Now, I saw her or worked with her for the first time yesterday for an hour. I never saw her before. I saw her once before, but I never worked with her before. And she's actually going better today than she was at the beginning of yesterday, which we would expect. She's not going as well as she was going at the end of yesterday, which we would also expect. So you can see how she's holding her head up with the base of her neck bulging out, and her back is dropped, and she's actually not moving that badly. But you'll see by the end of this hour, her second day with me, we want her to be going in a much better way. No, come here. Yesterday I taught her how to change direction. Whoop, come on, didn't mean to hit you there. That's it. And again, you can see the base of her neck is sticking out, top of her neck is hollow, and we want to reverse that. Her back is down. That's harder to see today because we have her in a saddle. Come on. Good. Oh. Go back this way. Now she's starting to wake up a little bit, which is good. Let's get that done. Come on. Come on. Don't pull on me. Don't pull on me. Giddy up. And there you can see the canter is kind of a crow hop. It's not a really attractive canter. It sort of jumps up and down more than goes forward. These are all signs of tension, stiffness in the horse that we want to work out. Oh. Oh. See, she wants to get racing around, so whenever she does, I'm just going to stop her, have her go the other way. No. Go the other way. There, she's picking up speed. I'll stop her. Oh, go the other way. Go the other way. Go the other way. Now she's starting to think, well, there isn't a whole lot of point in getting up a big head of steam because this guy's only going to stop me anyways, which is exactly what I want her to realize. Good. Now we have a much nicer tempo. This is going to be a much more comfortable horse to sit on. And you'll see already she's starting to relax her neck a little bit like we taught her to do yesterday. Put her head down. Whoa. So we're looking for a longer, slower stride. We want her to be more comfortable, and that will make us more comfortable when we sit on her. Oh. Oh. Come on. Go back. Good. Come back. Good. Come back. Good. Come back. Come back. He says, well, I'm not going to start running around now because this guy's only going to stop me. So you can see already she's settled in quite a bit. And we have more than 5 people looking now. So we can get to work. Good. Come on. Now she's just stopped and waiting for me. So we can work with that. So the first thing we need to do with any horse to get them started to the point where we can teach them is to get her to this point where she's waiting for me to tell her what to do. She's not trying to run off to the left or the right or anything else. And if I just tell her, oh, stand there, she'll just stand there quietly now and wait for me. Yeah, it sounds simple, but if a horse isn't standing there waiting for you to tell him what to do, who's in charge? He's not waiting for you, he's making all the decisions. And your life is in mortal danger. So the first thing you need to have in any horse is that he waits for you. And by my definition, that's a horse that's well broke. A horse that waits for you to tell him what to do. I think that's kind of simple. Right? Easy concept we can all remember. I'm big on that. Another easy concept we can all remember is teaching this horse everything it needs to know about the bit, the metal thing in its mouth. Does anybody want to take a guess what everything the horse needs to know about the bit is? No? Okay, I'll give it to you real easy. 3 words. Give to it. So whenever I take up the reins and I put a little pressure on the bit, you see she's very smart, so she's already remembering from yesterday, and she's going to give to it. Reach down a little bit and soften into the bit. Yesterday she was pulling up and backwards on it. So we only did this for a few minutes yesterday in each direction. But if you go after each individual concept you want the horse to learn, in a very easy way, they learn it very quickly. And we really only have 5 or 6 concepts for them to learn. The first is wait for me, but then we have 5 basics, and they are go, stop, turn in, move out, and soften. If I have a horse that's waiting for me to tell him what to do, and he will go or stop or turn in or move away from my leg and stay soft, I can pretty much do anything I want with this horse. I can do dressage with him, I can jump with him, I can trail ride with him, I can make him a good Western reining horse or a Western pleasure horse. I can make him just about anything you want him to be. You can also make him a good driving horse. And if I have a horse that doesn't wait for me and doesn't do go, stop, turn in, move out, and soften, then there really isn't very much at all I can do with him. Because that means, A, he's always making up his own mind about what it is he wants to do, and B, I don't have any tools to tell him what I want him to do. So I need these 6 concepts to begin with. First, he's got to wait for me to tell him what to do, and then he's got to understand my words for go, stop, turn in, move out, and soften. And when I say my words, it's got to be like when I teach a dog to sit. He has to understand my word, sit. And I teach it to him by saying the word sit, and he looks at me like, huh? I go over and I push his little butt down, right? And I say, good boy, that's it, sit. And I stand back and I say to him, sit. And he looks at me and goes, huh? I go over and I push his little butt down and he says, I say, sit, good boy. After about 10 or 15 minutes of that, this dog is going to know my word for sit. We all have that concept, right? That's easy. So, what I'm teaching this horse so far is my word for soften, which is I pick up the reins, I want the horse to soften to my hand. And I'm fiddling right here with some muscle knots in her neck, and you can see there she's pretty soft. So if every time I pick up the reins, she's not quite soft yet, I got to give her a little flexion there. It's my way of pushing down on her butt and pushing down on her head or pulling up on the corner of her mouth. Pretty soon, as soon as I pick up the rein, the horse is soft as butter in my hands. Well, I can do anything with a horse like that. Yeah? Good. Come around, do this again. Come here. Good. And there she's being soft. So I pick up the rein, she gets soft. Life is good, Mare. Come on. Walk her around here a little bit. Do it again. Come on. Come on. There, instead of softening, she's back up. Wait. So backing up and turning. And then finally she softens. There, good. What's the easiest thing for the horse to do? To back up, spin around, pull on my hand, or just give and say, oh, okay. Right? It's easier for the horse to just say, oh, okay, here, I'll soften. Takes no effort at all. Good. This horse is almost too easy to make a good demo horse. A lot of horses, you go and ask them this, they throw their head around, they back up, and they have all kinds of hissy fits, and they're just silly. And she's just really good at school like that. So now we have her softening. I had already taught her yesterday the go. And go, this is a good example here. My words for go, stop, turn in, move out, and soften always consist of 3 parts. When I'm riding, at least 3 parts. When I'm riding, it's partly my hands, my seat, my legs all working together. Tell the horse whether I want it to go or stop or turn in or soften. From the ground, I use my hands, 2 hands, the whip, my voice, and my body position. So for me, for go here, is I take my left hand, the leading hand, I point to it, I take the whip behind her, chase her a little bit, I use a voice. I say, come on, giddy up, let's go. Let's go. And then when I want her to stop, I'm going to use my voice, ho. I'm going to use my body position, I'm just going to walk right out to her like that and get her to stop. Yeah. For turn in, I'm going to get her going a little bit. You saw me doing this already. Again, it was more exciting or interesting yesterday because we had taught her this when we taught her that. I just sort of gave her a little click with the lunge line, change my whip. Yeah, change my whip, my voice, my position, and then I have her turning into me. Yeah, back up a little bit. Here's my whip. I'm going to give her a little, come on, don't pull backwards. That's a no-no. A little encouragement. That's like me going over and pushing the little puppy's butt down when I say sit. Okay? Good. So now I have go. Of course, she has to stop, soften, and turn in. And the last thing I need to teach her is the move out, which really sort of puts all of them together. And the way I want her to move out is I want her to soften through her body and step over with her inside leg. In this case, it'll be the left leg because she'll be bent as she moves away from me. And what's going to happen as I do this, come on. Come on, darling. Come on. What's going to happen as I do this is she's going to figure out it's a lot easier to move this way if I soften and relax and bend through my body. And you can try this yourselves. You don't have to do it now here because you'll all be embarrassed to do it in front of other people. But if you stand up real stiff and rigid and you try and move like this, it's very awkward and difficult to do. But when you get home and you try it, privacy of your own living room, you can stand up and just sort of let your hips hang out and let your body relax. You'll see it's a very easy, fluid, natural movement to do. So, and by the way, that fact that it's easier to move laterally when your body is relaxed and you bend through your spine is the only way we have of bending a horse, period. We have no other way at all of making a horse bend. We can only show them that it's easier and more comfortable to move laterally when they do bend and encourage them and teach them to bend. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up the reins the way I did before. I'm going to ask her to be a little soft here. Gonna ask her to move over. Yeah. Now you see how she's stepping out there? She's moving over like that. Can you guys see that? Maybe I didn't give you, here, I'll move back a little bit. You'll see when I first ask, hopefully she'll do it the wrong way again, that she'll step out and then catch up. Step out, well, she crossed a little, but you see how she's stepping out first with the outside hind, like that, instead of stepping over with the inside hind first. So what we call that is falling out. And if a horse is stiff in their back, that is always the way they'll move, laterally. They'll always step away and catch up, step away and catch up. If they're soft through their back, they'll step over with the inside and cross over and start to bend through their back as they do it. So we'll give this a little go. We ask you to step over. That wasn't too bad. Come on. Yes. Yes, come on. Good. And I'll reward that. Because that last step was a little bit less terrible than the others, right? Wasn't great yet, but she sort of did step over, so we'll reward it, even though it isn't as good as we want. Because if you wait till you're good to reward your horse, you're going to have a long wait. Because horses don't go from being bad to good. They go from being terrible to being a little bit less terrible, to a little bit less terrible, to not so bad, to almost pretty good. Oh, that was all right. But it's a gradual process, and you need to reward each little step on your way. I sort of think of it as, I can't get from here to that gate. From here, I can't get to that gate from there. First I have to go there, and then I have to go there, and then I have to go there, and eventually I'll get over to the gate. Well, that seems like a pretty silly example, but at its essence, training any horse to do anything is about just walking from here to that gate. You can't get there from here. You got to reward each little individual step you take to get there, to make that journey. So, again, and if you do it this way, yeah, come on, one more. Okay. Come on, stepping out, stepping out, stepping out, stepping over, we'll reward that. Because the last step was a little bit less terrible than the first three, right? See that? Okay, you saw that. That's good. I'll ask again. Yeah, come on. Step over. Step up. Yeah, and right away that second step was pretty good. So again, we'll reward that. That was a lot less terrible. And then we'll ask again. Good. Right away, yeah, that was super. So right away now, you saw what, 3 minutes, she went from pretty terrible to pretty darn good, huh? Just stepping right over, just like she's been doing it her whole life. But okay, she's an easy horse, and we did this yesterday. But you got a little idea of how this works. Now, it might take you a few days to get that good, but that's fine. But it should only take you at most a few days. It shouldn't take you a few weeks, a few months, or a few years. Okay, you get these basic concepts down as soon as you can. And you do it like this with no drama. No, yeah, come on. No fighting, no arguing. Just as matter of fact as you can be. It should be pretty boring. Hopefully you guys are sitting there saying, but when does the good stuff begin? You're thinking, that's a little bit boring. Same thing on this side. Come on. Come on. Again, she's not as good on this side, so you're stepping out, and then she stepped over. We'll reward the step over, and then we'll go again. Yes? Come on. A little bit more. Good. Reward. This is actually kind of typical of what I run into when I go in. I do clinics. I get there and I see the rider and they're going around. The horse has got its head up and it's stiff and it's hollow and they're pulling on one another when neither one of them is really talking to one another. And at that point, I sort of feel like my job goes from being a horse trainer to being a marriage counselor. It's like I get them off, I put them in separate rooms, and I work with the horse for a while, explain to it what it wants to be and do. And then you'll see a little bit later on, we have a volunteer, and I teach the rider how to ride a horse that knows these basics. And we put them back together again. And hopefully they go off and have a good many years together. Come on. Yes, okay. That wasn't especially anywhere. I'm going to get rid of this for a minute. Easy, girl. Calm down. But this is the way they get. If you go through, we spent more time yesterday softening and relaxing their neck and everything. But so far, everything I've done with this horse, she's beginning to notice is it's easier to do it the way I'm saying. You know, fighting and pulling and being stiff and being in a hurry and trying to figure it all out on herself, that's pretty tough. But once they figure out, oh wait, this guy's telling me, you know, giving me the secrets here, he's telling me the trick to doing this, then all of a sudden they settle right down just like this. Come on. Yeah, come on. Now here I am just saying how wonderful you've settled down. There you go. Come on. There, and that's a good step. So come on up here now. Nice day, huh? And then we step over. Yep. Step over. Step over. Good. A little bit more. Good. Good. Okay. Good. Now we're going to start and try and put things together a little bit. Now moving along a little bit quicker than I would normally. I'll try and have a trot a little bit with this. Come on. Come on. Yep. Come on. Now you notice when she starts to trot, she goes back to that inverted neck position, which we would expect. I'm going to put her in long reins. It'll make it easier for both of us and for you to see what's happening. Come on. Come on. Come on. All I know about her is she's an 8-year-old national show horse. That apparently has been very insistent upon keeping her head up. No. I know almost nothing about her. I saw her about a week ago. Somebody told me basically what I just told you. And I said, fine. She's cute. We'll use her for a demo. Oops. Thank you. She's cute, we'll use her for a demo, and I don't want to mess with her now because I wanted yesterday to be sort of a typical experience where I've never seen the horse before and we just start off doing what we do. And yesterday was a pretty typical hour, and today is a pretty typical second day, and there are some horses that are actually a little bit easier than her, and there are some horses that are a lot worse than her, but it usually doesn't take that long to fix up most any horse. Because, again, the secret is, once they figure out that I'm showing them the easier, more comfortable way to do things, they're suddenly interested in what I have to say. That sort of makes sense, don't you think? If you ran across somebody that could all of a sudden show you like an easy way to put 500 bales up into the hayloft, wouldn't you be interested in hearing about that? Yeah? Come on. Come on. Get up there. Oh, come on. Scoot. Scoot. Come on. So I'll get her going a little bit. And I'm going to ask her to stop. And I'm going to use the outside rein mostly. And just stop it. And you see how she got soft to the outside rein as she was stopping. Yesterday, she would stop with her head up and all stiff and inverted. And then have to bring her nose over here and wait for her to soften and say, yes, good girl, that was it. And then we would go again. Come on. And what we're looking for, well, now you can see she's starting to get round just as she's going. Then I'm going to ask her to stop again. I'll wait until we give you a good view. And then we're going to ask her to stop. Oh, there she braced against the rein instead of giving to it. So we'll see if we can't do better next time. Good. And then we go again. Victoria here? Oh, you're over there. Okay. I was just checking to make sure you're here. About another 10 minutes. And then we're going to stop. Now Victoria over there, she's a real trooper. She's never seen the horse before, sat on the horse before, and she's never had a lesson with me before. But somehow or other, she got roped into being my victim today. Come on. Good. Good. And a little softer. Good. I'm going to try, whoop, wait a minute. Wait. Don't pull on me. And then go. And don't pull. Yeah? Don't pull. Come on. Good. And go. There you go. It's getting easier and easier every time we do this. Come on. And hold. Don't pull on me, Mara. Good. Wait for me. Good. Wait for me. Good. Wait for me. Wait. Wait. Better. It looks a little funny, but at least she isn't marching off. Go ahead, now you can go. And then hold. And now she's waiting for me, right? Instead of just trying to march right through the rein. Come on. Come on, a little rounder. Come on. Good. Good. And hold. Now I'm going to go to a shorter whip. I'm going to start working in closer to her. In the next few minutes, I'll be working right up next to her. And then we'll put Victoria on her. Come on. Yes. Good. Good. And I'm going to remind her about softening. Come on. Good. little bit more. Come on. A reminder about softening. Come on. A reminder about softening. Come on. Yeah, that's good. This is good. So what's happening is we go back into the trot, she's reverting back to the behavior she's known for years. And you can see there she was really out of it. No, I'm not going to put my head down. So one of the things we did yesterday with her was work the muscles in her neck, give them a little massage. There you go, come on. And you can see again the neck is bulging out instead of up. Now we're starting to reverse that. Good. We get a shorter whip yet? I need to be in closer with her. While I'm here, I'm going to get a little sip of water. Come on. There we go. There we go. Come on. She's like saying, how is this possible? How is it that you're able to walk along next to me? And how is it possible that I'm able to put my head in this nice comfortable position? There we go. You see the difference now? There we go. Good girl. Good girl. Yeah. Oh. So there you can see a pretty dramatic change in just a few minutes, right? From the trot into being really stiff and rigid, and she started to reach down and relax again. And she's thinking, I didn't know you could do that. She thought she was supposed to go around like this, pulling. So now she's thinking, well, maybe there is an easier way. Maybe there's a trick to this. Come on. Yeah? Come on. Come on, give. There we go. Come on, a little bit more. That's it. That's it. There, good girl. Good girl, Nicole. That time, as soon as she put her head out and down a little bit, I just said, okay, that's a good girl. That was less terrible, right? Give her a minute. And again, if we were working at home, I didn't have a fixed time period, I'd probably, yeah. Oh, look at how cute she is now. What a good girl. Yeah, that's a good girl. Yes, yes, right there. And hold. So you can see she's starting to reach for it herself now. She needs less encouragement from me. She's saying, I think I like this. She's not quite sure how to do it. She's not quite sure what all the rules are, but she likes this better than going the way she was. So we'll just keep at her. And again, if I was at home, I probably would be taking a little more time, working a little more slowly. Come on. There you go. But not that much more time or that much. Yes, that's very good. Come on. Good. Good. There you go. There you go. And that's a good girl. Well, this horse just look, it's easier to look at her now, right? She's just round, she's forward, and she's more relaxed. You can see she'd be a much more comfortable horse to ride. Back is starting to come up and come into play. Give her a minute. There you go. Good. 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 And ho. So if I had her home, I might put her away for the day. Say, okay, that's fine. Do this 2 or 3 days. Then I get Victoria. But since we're not at home, I'm going to get Victoria out here now. Let's have a little bit of applause for her. Again, I appreciate her volunteering. And you didn't know you were going to volunteer until this morning, about 10, right? Yep. Oh, okay. So she's had lots of time to prepare for this. Let me just get this first a little bit more for her. Can I adjust your stairs? Does that feel right? Or did I? Okay. Yeah, that's all right. Tough it out. So, you don't actually need to do much with the reins, but if you want to hold on to them, you can. And you can keep your hand right in the saddle for now, the way you were. And your first job is to do absolutely nothing, which isn't so hard, so easy as it sounds. So you get to just hold this, keep your hand sort of right here on the saddle, and just sort of push yourself back a little bit, just like that. Now I expect, if this mare is normal, she's going to go right back to putting her head straight up, because there's a rider on her back. We'll see. Come on. Good. Oh, wait. This mare is being an absolute superstar, eh? She says, no, this is how I go now. Yeah. Oh, look at how good she is. Yeah, Steffi said this horse never put her head down. No explanation. Well, there she is, putting her head down. Now you can take up the contact if you want, and just sit there normally. Sit back a little bit, you're leaning forward. That's better. Lift your hands up. Yeah, close your fingers on the reins. Stop. This is the riding lesson part. So you want to keep your hands, your thumbs up, so the elbows fall on your side. Hands up, don't pull, just sort of let your arms fall, and keep your adjust the reins so that your hands are up by your elbow, by your belly button. Well, actually it's the same. Your elbow and your belly button are on the same plane, but keep your hands there. Okay. So the feeling that we want to give you, relax. Let the reins get way longer and put your hands back. Well, put your hands where you normally put them when you're riding. Hold the reins and do it, not short. Is that where you normally do it?
A little further back.
Put them where you normally do. Okay. Okay. Now hold on. What's happening?
I'm pulling forward.
Yeah, I'm pulling you right out of the saddle.
Yep.
Okay. Now we're going to pick your hands up. Put them up by your belly button. Give me some slacks on that. That's it. Hands up by your belly button. Push your belly button out. Sit back a little bit more. Be more relaxed though. Just sort of lean back. Keep your hands by your belly button. Turn your thumbs up. Good. Push into your belly button a little. Now lean back. Now am I pulling you out of the saddle or into it? Okay, you see that? You see the difference? Now I don't want her sitting so far back with this much weight in the rein. But I do want, not only her, but each of you, when you ride, put your hands in a place where you can feel the rein going through your seat. See what I mean by that? Here, let me give you a better point of view here. Hands up by your belly button. Push your belly button forward. See how I'm pulling her into the saddle? So now I don't want her riding this heavy by any means. Okay, relax. But if you just lift your hand now, if I just do little things, can you feel that now going through your seat? Put your hands down where you had them. Can you feel anything going through your seat now? No, it's not as good. So remember earlier I was saying our aid should be always 3 parts. And when we're riding, it's our hands, seat, and legs. Well, you need to hold your hands in a way that your hands and your seat and your legs work together. And if you're riding like this, you got your hands just yanking in the mouth, and your seat's doing God only knows what, and your legs are just banging around, and the horse has no idea of what you're talking about. But if you just sit back, pick your hands up by your belly button, and get your elbows back under your shoulders, now you're riding in a coordinated way. You guys see all that? Okay, it's the end of that lecture. Keep your hands up there now, adjust your reins so you have some contact. If you learn nothing else from me this weekend, if you learn nothing else this weekend, learn your reins going through your seat. Most important thing in riding. Here. Stickler with your leg. Oh, look, she's a star. Where's that girl that said, yeah, this is the one you said you can never get her head down, right? But you see, the mare is amazed too. She's like, this is so much better. I like this way more. You see, we don't need to force her to keep her head down in the frame. We're just letting her put her head out in the frame now, yeah? Get your hands back by your elbows. Ooh. Don't pull, don't pull. Now to stop, we don't pull back.
Yeah.
We just lift up a little bit like this. Lean back a little. And just let the reins be a little longer. And just lift your hands up gently. Just lift up. Yeah, just like that. That's all you need to do. It's very easy. Yep. Come on. No pulling when you ride. Okay? Have that tattooed on the inside of your eyelids. No pulling. Do not pull on your horse's mouths. Yep. Come on. There you go. And now to stop, just lift your hands a little bit and say, ho. Now up a little bit. Yeah. Sit back. That's it. You have what we call hunter seat syndrome. Well, stop it. No, I'm teasing. Yep. There we go. Now you see the difference in her stride and everything now? Shorten the left rein. She's not made of china. You can touch her. Because she's relaxed now, she'll be kind of elastic. So take a little feel of her. Come on. Good. Now lift the inside rein gently. Feel how she's falling into the circle now? Just lift your inside hand. Don't, and take it towards me. Up, forward, and towards me. Feel how that moves her shoulder out? Don't pull. No. Yeah, stop. Okay, so here's what's going on. Just so you know what the conversation is. The mare is starting to lean into the circle. We all know what that's like, right? But what Victoria is doing, what everybody does, is she say, oh no, let me hold you out. And the problem with this is you're teaching the horse, lean on my inside rein. So what we're going to do, and this works great with hunters, by the way, what I'm about to teach you, is when the horse decides it wants to fall in, we're going to say, okay, just keep that elbow in and say, fall in. And now the horse is going to come in onto a little small circle, and it's going to be faced with a decision. What's easier? To spin around at the center of the circle like a little whirling dervish, or to bend and move out to the bigger circle, where she can be more comfortable. Open the inside rein towards me. Roll your thumb towards me. That's it. Outside hand more towards your belly button. What's she deciding right there? Did you feel that? What's she deciding? She's deciding, I think I'll move out. Yeah. Yeah. There. But if you hold the horse out with your inside hand, you're teaching it to lean on your inside hand. If you open the inside hand and say, well, go ahead, you're teaching it to hold itself up. It's exactly right. Don't hold it up. All right? It's her job to hold you up, not the reverse. Yep. A little more bend. Lift the inside rein to bend her a little bit more. Lift it up. Sit back a little bit. Yeah, let the outside rein be longer and your outside hand closer to your belly button. Yeah. Lift the inside. Relax your legs. Good. I think we're out of things to say and do. Good. What size circle are you on right now? Yeah, what would you do if she ran off of it? Ran off the circle. How would you nod let her? How? Yeah, so you'd pull it back. No. Okay. So the question is, I'm gonna let her off the long reins because like things are going too well, and I have another 12 minutes to fill here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let her off the wrong rein, and the first thing the horse is going to do is go right off the circle. What you need to do is stop her. Maybe we'll do some stop drills. In fact, I'll let you just ride around the circle. I'll just be here. So keep her on the circle. I'm not going to help. But you see she's going off the circle. No, don't fix the circle. Stop her. Now turn her in. Open the inside rein. Just bring your shoulders to me a little bit. Good. Release. Relax. Begin again. If she heading off the circle again, if she doesn't go where you point your belly button to, stop her. Good. Release. Now bring her in. Now trot off again. Good. I think she's running off. It's an easy way to stop, isn't it? No pulling. Yeah, stop. Release. Now begin again. Good job. Now she's turning in when you ask her to, isn't she? Yeah. Is she always going to do it? Always going to turn in when you ask her to? No. And what are you going to do when she forgets to turn in when you ask her to? Stop. Release. Then turn her in. Then go again. Why do we need to release? No. Well, sort of, yes. But also, we want to get her off our hands so that we're not pulling on one another. The more you release, the more you let go, the less pulling you two run into. Just a minute. Let me get you untangled. Well, you can't snap that one now, then snap this one. There you go. You were able to do that. Wait 1 minute, I'll be right back. Any questions, anybody? From anyone? No? I explained it that well? Darn, I'm good. All right.
Is she using her legs at all to direct the horse?
Very little. I did coach her before we came out. Don't use your legs. Yeah. Well, before you should be riding with both a neck reining, you should be riding like this. Because otherwise you're just asking the horse to figure out too much from too little. So break your, whatever training task you have, you want to always break it down into the smallest, tiniest little component you can, and just teach tiny little incremental things. Again, we're a little short on time today, so I didn't get to mention that if you watch what I did with the mare, everything was just a small, tiny little incremental change from what I had just did. And I kept building on things. And so I'd gone from working the horse on the lunge, then I had it in hand, then I had it on the long reins, then I was working in close, then further away again, and then I put the rider up, and we followed through with the long reins and the rider, and now we're taking away the long reins. So that's still it, but just break everything down into little teeny parts. Well, whatever it is you want to teach your horse, first teach them go, stop, turn in, move out, and soft it. Then you can teach them anything else using those 5 basics. Okay, go ahead, do a circle. Best you can, and if she runs off, just stop her, release, and ask again. You need a whip? Sit back, open the inside rein. Do not hold her out on the circle. If she falls into a little teeny tiny circle, whose problem is that? Now she's out. No, it's not yours. Come here. Stop her. Yeah. I would say she ran off the circle. Stop her. Release. Now turn her right towards me and come right towards me. Don't think, oh, we're trotting. I have to fix things in the trot. You can't fix things in the trot yet. She has no fix this in the trot tool. Every time she does something wrong, you have no choice at this stage with this greener horse, come ride me this way, but to stop, release, regroup, begin again. Now, eventually what will happen is that if you consistently stop her every time she goes to run off, is she'll go to run off, you'll go to stop her, and she'll say, oh yeah, and turn herself in. And you won't have to stop her. But right now, you have to stop her. Because otherwise, you're just going to end up pulling her all over the place. And the more you pull her, the more she thinks she's supposed to pull on you. Relax a little bit. Let the reins be longer. Good. Yeah, breathe. And trot off. And as soon as she goes off the circle, which is going to be right about, oh, now, stop. Lift your hands. Stop her. Yeah, that's excellent. Now and this is completely normal. Just turn right towards me and come right towards me again. You got to expect this from these young horses. I mean, I had her going pretty well on the long lines, but if I was to get on her, if she was a little bigger, I would have, go ahead, circle around me. She would be doing the same thing. The only difference is I'd be stopping her now. Stop. Yeah. See, you're still about 20 steps late, but that's okay. That's just, you're a little green. Come on. Let's go. Well, you've been taught how to hold them on the circle. Make them stay on the circle, right? It's not your job to make them stay on the circle. It's your job to look at the circle. Stop now. Lift up. Good. Turn left. Come around. Now, the last 3 times you came by here, she was like, I'm out of here, right? So this time, don't wait for her. As soon as you get here, stop. So don't run away from me. Good. You're not going to hurt her by stopping her. Stop. Lift up. Lift up. Yeah, turn in. Go. Guess what? Next time when you get here, what are you going to have to do? Stop her again. Why? Because she's a horse. She's going to try it again. Lift up. Stop now. Yeah. Now turn in. Good. That was excellent. And now she never did get off the circle, right? Do that a few more times, and you know what's going to happen? Is instead of trying to run off the circle here, she's going to pick some other spot to run off. Lift up more. Don't pull back. Good. That was very well done. And then go again. Relax, relax. Ready to stop. Lift up, lift up. Turn in. This is absolutely typical horse behavior. Nothing wrong with it. She's not being mean. She's not being vindictive. She isn't trying to get out of anything. She's just doing what horses lift up. Good. And let's keep going. Now you can walk right on through it. That was excellent. You just anticipate it. Go ahead. Trot on.
Mike, you have about 3 or 4 minutes for questions.
Yeah, okay, we got another question. She isn't using her legs because I told her not to use her legs very much. I don't want her squeezing. I said just take your leg away and let it flop on her a little bit. But if she just points her belly button to where she wants to go and sits correctly, Yeah, that's very well done, by the way. Good job, Victoria. Then the horse will follow. What? Your leg has no mechanical effect. Your leg has no more mechanical effect, than me telling the dog to sit. So people are squeezing and saying, use more leg and do more of this and do more of that, and all it does is make you a tight, stiff rider, but it doesn't, it doesn't affect the horse at all if the horse doesn't know. So the leg will come along later. Right now, just teach her yeah, that was so good. Did you see how nicely the horse just followed her aids right around that time, yeah? And that's exactly, and there she started to run out up there, right? Exactly what you would expect. There's nothing wrong with it. The horse isn't being resisted. It isn't invading. It's just trying to, yeah, don't pull so hard. Just lift up and then go again right away. Good. Any other questions? 2 more minutes?
Sure.
No, we're done. Well, let's see if we can, yeah, work through this, Victoria. Go ahead. Keep going. Soften your arms. Let the reins be a little longer. Lift up a little, yeah, and just turn now. Good. 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 Just think about it. Give and take. Begin to stop. Stop. Lift up. Turn in. That release and turn in and go. So as soon as she begins to run off, you begin to stop her. And as soon as she begins to slow down, you just turn her in and keep going. Turn her in. Yeah, now turn in, release. Yeah, that's the idea. But the rest of the time, giving with your hands, nice and soft. Turn in. Yeah, giving with your hands, yeah, it's fine. Let go, she was fine. Actually, I don't know why you're stopping there. She was right on the circle. Okay, well, then you were right. I was wrong. Giving, turn in, giving. Good job. Giving, turning in. Lift a little bit without stopping. Keep going. Yeah. Well, that wasn't quite round, but it wasn't quite rebellious either. I mean, she stayed pretty much on the circle. Let's call it a day. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. Yeah.
Thank you, Mike. We'd like folks to know that you will be in by your booth in there at the building. He's got some videos and books. If you'd like to meet Mike and talk a little bit more about his techniques, he'd be happy to talk with you. So let's give them another nice round of applause. Thank you very much.
Thank you. You're super. Yeah.